Goes by the name of Atlas the Bookkeeper. How you feeling, my friend?
The Ponecast Live asks, your generation was one of the most tatted up ones at the time. What made you not take it when like 60% of the people growing up of the time has one? When I was younger, I always thought I wanted to get a tattoo. And I thought about getting one across my back or something like that. So that way you wouldn't physically, because here's the thing. Tattoos are fine. I'm not against them. But just like everything, it's about moderation. If you have one or two cool tattoos, great. Someone whose entire body is tatted up, it's like, what did you do? You know what I'm saying? Like, I get, oh, my body is my own tapestry and it's a representation. When I meet you, I don't need to talk with you 10 minutes about what every tattoo means. I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, I really don't care. I want to know what your personality is. I want to see if you're intelligent. I don't care what you wrote on your skin. I just don't give a shit. Okay? You know, some people think, oh, it's a big expression of who I am to tap my whole body up, right? And it's like, I've known people who were completely tatted up, and they're the most boring people ever. They're just boring people because I'm boring, so let me tap my body up. Now, I'm not saying everyone's like that. I'm just saying I just don't get it. Like, if you want to do it, great, but you don't have to expect that no one needs to really think that it's some big deal. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, no, I thought when I was younger, I thought about getting a back tattoo across my upper back. Someone just said, like Kiryu's tattoo? Yeah, like Cosmic Kiryu. It's a giant dragon. I don't even know what it would have said. I have no clue. I was thinking about doing it. I just never really got around to it. I never really cared. I mean, I'll be honest with you guys, okay? I just don't really care about physical appearance and stuff like that much. It never really mattered to me. I was never one of the guys who was all styling and clothes and trying to look nice and metrosexual, taking an hour in the morning to prep up before I walked out. The cock of the walk or whatever. I never cared about that shit. And to me, like tattoos and something like that. Look what I did, you know. And there was another one. It was funny. We were watching on my React show months ago. Someone made the statement, "Oh, I think like a tattoo is a representation of like courage and perseverance because tattoos really hurt. Um, and to get those tattoos or whatever, it's like a symbol that you went through this pain and you came out the other end of it." And I watched it. I said, that could be the dumbest thing I've ever heard. No, no, no. True, like courage and determination and perseverance comes through going through pain that like is like life altering, life or death situations. You went to war, you enlisted to defend your country and the freedoms of the people who you live with. Not, I chose to spend $80 and go to a tattoo artist and have them stab me with a needle for 2 hours. That's not courage and determination. What the fuck are you talking about? You did it in a safe, isolated environment. It's the opposite of what you're describing. It's like you paid, and now because someone stuck you with a needle, you think you're a badass. You're not a badass in any way, shape, or form. Okay? So I just think that's hilarious that they say that shit, right? So here's the thing. I don't mind people having tattoos. Go for it. Do what you want with your body. But I do think it's kind of silly when someone completely covers their body with them. At one point, I would thought of getting one. I just never got around to it. And again, I'm not one who thinks so much about physical appearance, so I didn't really care about it. No, you know, I didn't think it was gonna make me look badass or cool to have tattoos, so I never bothered with it. So, Jade, how are you today? Good to see you. Welcome. Yeah, it comes to the point where something becomes so mainstream that now it's almost like, how can I put it? Like you're more of a rebel if you don't do what everyone else is doing. And at one point it was like everyone went and got tattoos. It's like, I don't need to fucking do that. I don't need to conform and get a tattoo like everybody else. I'm just gonna fucking be me and just live in my body. Be okay with my own physical appearance and not have to care about altering it in so many different ways, right? Game Boy, how you doing today? Welcome. Gabriel, how are you? Guys, thank you for being here and hanging out with me. I appreciate that. Thank you for the early support with super chats and memberships. They're all great. But we got no. I think I might have received my first tip of the day. Someone's asked, is $1.20 tip. What's your opinion on the term pig roach, or why do they even call you that? Because they're fucking morons. That's why. Because they have to dehumanize someone because it makes them feel better about the awful things they do to me. So instead of actually fessing up to the fact that they're being horrible to a real human, they try to categorize me as something unhuman. So now there's no morality involved. Oh, you see, I didn't make fun of a human. I made fun of a pig or a roach, or you know what I'm saying? That's what they do. It's pathetic. It's absolutely like psychological games so they can try to get around realizing what they're doing is wrong. But in reality, it just makes them look like a bunch of fucking idiots. You know, everyone who really looks at that from the outside and sees it is like, wow, you guys are really like that's a schoolyard insult, right? Literally, it's a schoolyard insult. It's something that a small child would do. That's the mental maturity and intelligence level of my detractors, also known as the hate army, as I'm going to call them from now on. The army of haters who hate me have no fucking mental capacity to do anything at an intelligent adult level. So they have schoolyard insults for me and shit, okay? All right, so that is the first tip of the day. Thank you for that. Hopefully that will get it rolling now. Shout out to Mr. 007. 8 months as a member. I've been watching you since 2008, loving the positivity. Thank you so much, Mr. 007. I appreciate that very much. Okay. NB asks, what's the story behind you and the casinos first interacting? Did you discover them first? You guys told me about them. I didn't even know who they were. And people had been mentioning that like they were actually bringing me up on their show. And sometimes it was actually in like a positive light. Notably, the fact that the Review Tech USA documentary was going to be coming out and I was going to react to it. And people were like, oh, they're going to react to it too. And so just one random night, when I was just like getting ready for sleep or whatever, you know, just kind of killing time before I get tired, I pass out in bed. I looked around the internet and I actually found, because you guys had told me that they stream on Kick, so I just started searching and I was like, oh, they were live, and I just opened their show and I started watching it and seeing what the content was, and I was, oh, okay, they're razzing people, they're doing the usual shit like a lot of people do, and basically at one point they had been talking about me on the show. And I was like, oh, maybe I should just say hello on the show and see how they react. If they sit there and make fun of me, then I know that basically they don't like me. But if I say hi and they're kind of nice and we have a conversation, that'll be different. Just for the hell of it, let's try it. That's what happened. Like I made an account on there and I just said something in their chat and we actually had a pretty nice back and forth conversation. And I think I did it like one more time. And then we basically we talked behind the scenes in like DMs and stuff, and that's when the thing came about to be on the show. So there you go. That's the story. Very exciting story. Everyone's very excited.